Hi, everyone. My name's John, for those of you who don't know me. And I thought I would take a little time to share with you a little bit about how Kid Inspired Classroom got started and to show you around the ESL curriculum membership. I grew up in rural Ohio, and I ended up in Taipei, Taiwan, about 15 years ago, teaching English learners here. And my wife and I started a school here about 12 years ago, around 2008. And we, over the course of those 12 years, built the school from the ground up, developing our own curriculum and really trying to create an environment where we do what's best for our students. We make a difference in their lives, and we have built a team of really great teachers and staff, and we all work together to make decisions as a school together. And that's really the sort of the environment that our curriculum was born out of. I wrote the books and I gave them to the teachers, and they used them and gave me feedback on them. And at first, the feedback was pretty rough, and I had to make a lot of changes. And every semester since, I've taken feedback from teachers and updated the books, and they look completely different than they did when I first wrote them. We've also, really paid attention to how our students are doing with their test results, and what things they need more work on and what things they struggle on, and updated the books based on that information as well. Now, the reason why a couple years ago I started Kid Inspired Classroom really has to do with sort of the situation here in Taiwan, where I'm located. I love our school. We've poured our lives into the school, but if for some reason we needed to leave Taiwan quickly, we wouldn't be able to take the school with us. So a couple years ago, I started Kid Inspired Classroom, and taking our curriculum and the things that we've learned at our school and providing those tools to teachers who are in similar situations. And over the last couple of years, I've built out what we now call the ESL curriculum membership. Inside, you'll find tons of lessons and scaffolds and supports, and I've even started adding courses in there, and teacher tools, and things to track your students' results, and everything that you would need, all in one place. And something that as it grows and gets better, again, based on teacher feedback, your feedback, it becomes something that I am more and more excited about being able to offer you. And so what I'd like to do is take a little time to show you around inside of the membership. So I'll do that now. So I'm going to jump over to my screen and give you a little tour. Here we are inside of the ESL curriculum membership, and I'll give you a little tour around what's available inside and how to find what you need. When you first log in, you'll see a few buttons here. There's a Learn How to Get Started button, a Kid Inspired Community button, and a Professional Development button. And I'll show you what those do in just a minute, but let me go ahead and scroll down on this home page. And this month, if you sign up before the end of August, you can grab a free copy of Kid Inspired Teacher, a book I wrote and published last year. And as we keep scrolling down here, you can jump into any of these different levels. Currently, we have Beginners 1 all the way up to Intermediate 1. I will be adding levels in the coming weeks and months. Those levels are completed. I just have to prepare them for the online format. And as we continue to scroll down, you'll see here there's a level chooser assistant. You can click on this to help you find materials that you need. You can also use the ESL assessment provided inside the membership to gauge your students' English proficiency levels and decide what materials to start them on. As we continue to scroll down, you'll see that you can find materials by type also. You can find materials by grammar lessons, literacy lessons. This one also lets you sort by grade level. So if you need some texts at the for instance, third grade level or fourth grade level, you can sort by those levels there. Phonics, Fluency Readers, vocab lessons, anchor charts, graphic organizers, printable games. There's just an enormous amount of content inside here. And as we continue to scroll down, you'll see down here at the bottom that you'll find articles on teaching strategies, activity ideas. There's a number of teacher tools, and then finally your account information, where you would go to update any information about your billing or contact information. All right, so let me head back up here at the top, and I'll kind of walk you through all the different areas. I won't click on the Getting Started page. If you sign up, you'll be able to check that out. It'll kind of give you some steps that you can take to make the most of the membership. I'll jump right over here into this Kid-Inspired Community. I have just completed this, and when I click on it, it'll take me over to this forum area. And inside here, I can complete my profile and become a part of this community. And this is something I'm really excited about, working together more with teachers as we build a community together of supportive, caring, gracious teachers who are passionate about making a difference in their students' lives. Back here again, you'll see that there's a button over here called Professional Development, and I have begun adding courses to the membership. Right now there are two. There's a phonics course and a Foundations to Fantastic Classes course. And these are extra bonuses that come with the membership. So you can sign up for these courses when you log in and go through them. This Foundations for Fantastic Classes course is particularly helpful right at the beginning when you're getting started, because it will help you get a layout of what's available in the curriculum and get organized for your classes. Particularly important course for right now, for many teachers are getting ready for the fall semester. All right, so I will head back. You can go up here to this membership drop-down menu, and you can find all of these menu items up here. So I'll head back to the home page. All right, so down here, find materials by proficiency level. I can show you a couple of lessons from a couple of these levels. Beginners 3, I'll jump in on that one and show you this page. This one, there are 15 different units inside of Beginners 3, so it's split up over 2 pages. You can click on the units 9 to 15 here to see the second page of results. And as I scroll down, you'll see the first 2 units only have 1 lesson because they are a review of the previous level. But as I scroll down, you'll see that there are lessons included for each unit. And for the beginners, these first three beginners levels, there's only 2. There's a survival English lesson and a phonics lesson. The higher levels have more lessons, and I'll show you what those look like in just a second. So I can scroll down here. You'll also notice that there are assessments for every 4 units, which will give you an idea of how the students are doing with the previous 4 units of material and help you decide whether or not they're ready to move on. So let me go ahead and click into one of these lessons and show you what's included inside. I'll go ahead and try this long vowel E lesson. And you'll notice when you click in here that it'll tell you what's included in the lesson and give you some lesson planning ideas. These are tailored mostly for in-person, but they can be adapted for online fairly easily. And that's an area that I'll be working on quite a bit over the coming weeks. So currently right now you'll see there's a place to download this lesson here. And this is a PDF file. I like to open the link in the new tab, so I'll do that. And when you do that, you'll download the PDF file. I will be adding PowerPoint files in the coming weeks. I know that's one of the main requests I've received recently, and so we're working on it. And the lessons will often include a full color version as well as a printer-friendly version. You can decide which version you'd like to use. And there are worksheets included, games and activities. This one, it includes this phonics reading passage paragraph that includes sounds that they have learned already to this point. And as we scroll down, you'll see there's a writing prompt. You can use this along with this page here. They can draw the picture and write a paragraph using substitution down here on this page. As I scroll down, you'll see that there are many times games included in these. This one, they roll a dice and then read the words. If they read all of the words, then they get that many points. You can play a game like this in class, of course, but you can also play it online. The students just need a die to roll, but there are also many online digital spinners that you can use to help your students roll a die or to spin and get a number. So you can play these. You can put this PDF up on your screen, depending on whatever software you're using. If it's Zoom, for instance, you can share a PDF or a PowerPoint and then play this game online. As I scroll down, there's another game here. This game you can also play online if you're, again, using something like Zoom. You can put this up on the screen and students can make marks on the PDF using the digital pins. And so each student would have their own color. And so maybe I am blue and my student 1 is red and student 2 is yellow. And so I would roll a dice or do a spinner and move along the spaces by making a mark with my color. So if I am blue, again, I would blue, and then I would read the word as I go. Blue, blue, blue. First person to the end would win. And then at the bottom here, there are flashcards you can use to get your students working on those phonics sounds again. There are flashcards included for all the phonics words and as well as the all the vocabulary words that are taught in those lessons that have vocabulary. All right, so let me click out of here and head back over to this is again our beginners level, but I'll go ahead and show you a higher level. So maybe I'll jump in on intermediate 1 here. You'll notice that at the higher levels there are more lessons included, and this lesson, for instance, has 6 different lessons. You'll find 2 vocabulary lessons, a grammar lesson on basic conjunctions, and 2 literacy lessons. This one is informational, this one is literary, and this final lesson is on discussion. And the discussion lessons include academically rigorous vocabulary that your students need to learn for grade level. And this particular level, intermediate 1, is appropriate for students at between a 4th, 5th, or 6th grade level. So you can see as I scroll down the units, and I can jump in on, let me show you a literacy lesson here. This one is on collections. And when I open that up again, I'll see what's included inside and some lesson planning notes. And I can right click and open this in a new tab and then see the downloaded lesson. The first page again is a full color version, and then usually there's also a printer friendly version included. There are response pages that students can use to respond and show comprehension of the text. So this one is draw and label the steps for starting your own collection based on the text that they read. And there are also many graphic organizers. Most of the graphic organizers come in 2 different versions to help scaffold the comprehension for your students. So at the bottom of this one, you'll see there are some scaffolds here for sentence stems that your students can use to respond to the questions. So in the 3rd paragraph, the author says, you can put your collection where? And they can use those, put together their own sentences to respond to the questions up here. There's also a 2nd version of this, which has fewer scaffolds at the bottom. As we scroll down, you'll see there's another also a different graphic organizer on main ideas and details. And again, you'll find that this one has more scaffolds than this one. This one doesn't have any scaffolds in it at all. And as I scroll down, you'll see there are reading comprehension worksheets And finally, a writing preparation where they can research and write about what they've been reading. And so these include informational passages that they would write, but there are also opinion writing and narrative writing response pages that you can use with your students. And then finally, you have the paper they can do their final draft on. All right, so that is a higher level lesson. Let me head back over to the main page again. And I'll continue, one more page here. I'll continue scrolling down. I'll go ahead and show you this level chooser assistant. And when I go in here, I will see that it provides me with some questions to answer. And by answering some questions about what my students need, I can get a level suggestion. It will take me to the level that is most appropriate for those students. And I'll be adding a level chooser assistant if you need materials at grade level also. And I'll show you how you can do that now. But for this, you can see an overview of the level that it recommended. And you can go straight to those materials by clicking here. And again, we'll get to that overview of all the different lessons that are included. All right, so let me head back to the main page again. And now we're down to find materials by type. And I'll show you maybe here in literacy lessons how you can sort lessons depending on what you need. So when you come in here, you can find that you can sort the lessons by different skill and type. So you may have a core teacher who has asked for the student to work on maybe story structure or WH questions. And so you can find those units, those lessons that have that particular skill included. You can also come down here and find grade level. Currently we are offering all the way up to grade 5, but we'll be including more grades quite soon. So let me head back to the main page again. Phonics lessons are the same. You can sort by those. Fluency Readers, there are quite a few inside of the membership, and you'll find that these also pair well with the beginners level lessons, and but you can also give these if you have students who need to work on extra reading practice. And they are a lot of fun. They tend to be thought-provoking or humorous, and they include Dolch sight words and phonics sounds, vocabulary, and a little place to draw in order to show reading comprehension. And we're looking to get students doing a close reading, so they would read it multiple times with different goals each time. This vocabulary lessons here, this is an area that is also growing with new lessons. I love these. So you can find vocabulary around particular themes, topics. So this one, for instance, on emotions is great if you are wanting students to expand their vocabulary when they are writing or speaking, to give them some ideas of what other kinds of words they could use to describe how people feel. And so again, you'll see that there's some activity ideas down here, and we can download this, and inside you'll see that it comes with the main page, word bank, and there are multiple versions. So this one has the words on it, this one does not. So if you want to practice having the students try to remember which words describe which pictures, then down here you can have them make their own picture dictionary. And then there's worksheets where they can do some matching. And then finally there are these word cards that you can print off and cut out for your students to use that include all the words that are in this vocabulary unit. And those word cards can be paired with, let me show you what they can be paired with. Inside of this printable games area, you'll find that there are a number of different activities and games that you can use with your students, but one of them in particular is this sentence cards base, where you can print a mat for your students to put words onto, and the different parts of speech are color-coded. So these pair well with those vocabulary units, and later also will pair well with the regular lessons. As students use or learn new vocabulary words, they'll be able to put those words into a sentence board mat like this to practice speaking, writing, grammar, vocabulary, lots and lots of ways you can use these sentence mats in your classes. All right, let me head back to the main page again. And so as I scroll down here, there are articles here, activities. I'll show you the activities area. Some of you may have seen this before. This is an area where there are lots and lots of activities listed, and I will continue to add to this with time. And so you can find activities in different language domains and click into them to get some ideas of what you can do in your classes. Most of these are tailored for in-class activities, but you can adapt them for online quite easily. And then there are a few online distance learning kind of activities down here at the bottom, which I'd also like to add to more with time. Let me head back to the home page. And that finally come down to the teacher tools area. Inside here, there are a growing list of tools that you can use with your for your classes, and this is more for like housekeeping, organization. So there's some co-teaching collaboration forms that you can use with teachers that you collaborate with. Homework organization. There's a housekeeping checklist, lesson planning kind of tools. The English assessment, many of you have this, and you can use this to get an idea of where your students are and what level they would need. There's an assessment tracker. There's a WIDA assessment tracker. This is actually a Google Doc that you can make a copy of if you are in need of tracking how your students are doing with their WIDA test results year after year. And then there's some homework tracking tools, some parent tools for keeping a good communication with parents, writing tools. There's some report writing prep sheets down there. All right, so I wanted to show you how you can find materials by grade level. And so if you come into this top drop-down menu, you'll see there's a place that says grade level supports. And when you click into here, it will take you to this page. And down here, I have currently 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grades, but we'll continue to add to those grade level guides quite soon, actually. And you'll also find things like anchor charts, graphic organizers, game boards that you can use with your students to help them access grade level content. Now, let me head back up here to this area and show you what's inside one of these grade level guides. Inside, you'll find a number of tips and ideas about what students should be able to do and how to help students at a particular grade level. And when I click into one of these drop-down menus, I can get specific information about Common Core standards up here. And underneath, you'll see that there's some I can statements and then a recommended tool that you can use to help your students with that standard. And as I scroll down, there's some things to keep in mind, and then you'll find that there are some related resources that you can use with your students to help them with that particular standard at that particular grade level. And so that's an area that is in development, continuing to be developed as we speak, and will continue to grow with time, and will hopefully become a really helpful tool for teachers who really find themselves having to deal with a wide variety of different needs, students at different proficiency levels and grade levels and whatnot. All right, so head back over here to the home page again. Great. So that is an overview of what's inside of the ESL curriculum membership. I add new materials every month based on what teachers tell me they need. And so I hope you'll consider joining us. I would love to have you as a part of this community and get to know you and continue to sharpen each other, support each other, encourage each other to be the best teachers that we can be, so that we can continue to make a difference in the lives of our students. So thanks for watching. I'll look forward to talking to you soon. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. Or you can email me or get in touch with me through the site. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.